When you are a student at a university, the ultimate goal is to do good in your courses and graduate. Nevertheless, the process can get hard and overwhelming. This is why it is important to develop strategic and productive skills that helps to organize your time, study smart, and also have some time to dedicate for yourself and to spend it with your family and friends. Today, I am gonna share some of these tips and I'm gonna summarize them at the end of this video. If I have to watch any lectures, I try to understand what the professor says at 100% on the same day. If I have any questions, doubt about something, I write them down and look for answers on the textbook, maybe emailing the professor, discussion boards, or any other resources such as TAs, peer mentors. This allows you to only review the material and not to spend too much time on trying to understand it again when you're studying for exam. Also, it helps avoiding misconceptions and misunderstandings. When you're going through the lectures, it is important to take notes. I prefer to handwrite it as it enables your brain to process information and write it with your own words. If you decide to type them, make sure you're not copy-pasting exactly what the professor says. When you're going through the lecture, you can highlight or maybe put in a sticky note on the slide or maybe the topics that cost you a little bit more to understand, so you know what to address first and want to give more importance when preparing for exams. It also allows you to easily localize where are the hardest topics when you are doing your final reviews. In my personal experience, I struggle with focusing for over 1 hour and a half to 2 hours. I know if I push myself harder than that, I end up not actually paying attention to what I am reading and then I have to re-study, and this costs me the double of my time. Everyone is different, so you may be able to concentrate for longer or maybe less, which is okay. Taking breaks is actually good and it allows your mind to refocus again. Take breaks of enough duration that make sure your mind actually distracts and you don't think about the course. For example, in my case, if it is a 5 minutes break, I sometimes stress myself thinking of when is my break gonna end or when I have to start studying again. For me, a 10 to 15 minutes break work, and I just put an alarm and make sure that my mind is actually enjoying something completely unrelated to studying and then I can refocus again. If after a 15 minutes break or sometimes 20, I cannot refocus, which normally happens after 3 or 4 sessions of studying, I take an hour break during which I normally work out. Normally, I used to go to the gym, which took me 2 hours maximum, or do something completely different like watch an episode of a series, which lasts like 30 to 1 hour maximum. For courses where I have a lot of key terms, I make sure I have concept maps, and it allows me to create like mental networks in my mind and link the topics and help me to retrieve each other. As I said at the beginning, this is the summary of the study tips. The first one is when you have to watch your class or a lecture, set the goal to understand everything at 100%, as this saves time for review, and if you have any questions, you can check the textbook, email the professor, discussion boards, ask your TAs or peer members. Number 2 is to take notes. There are better handwriting as it allows your brain to process information, but it's also okay to type it as long as you do not copy-paste the professor. Number 3 is to highlight or make sticky notes. This identifies the hard topics for review and it saves time as it enables to localize the important topics to study. Number 4 is to take breaks. Make sure there are of enough time so you can distract your mind, and if it is necessary to take longer breaks, go for it. You can exercise or watch TV. And last one is to create conceptual maps. This organizes the information in your head and connects all the concepts, allowing to do mental networks, especially when you have a lot of keywords. And that's it. I hope this was really helpful and hopefully you can include some of these ideas in your study strategies.